Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome to our first look at Field of Glory 2 Medieval. This game has been out for some time, but they got a new DLC coming out soon called Storm of Arrows, and Slytherin, the publisher of this game, has a big year coming for us. It's going to be big. These are the ones who are going to be publishing Broken Arrow and the new Stargate game, and also the Terminator real-time strategy game, as well as many others that we've covered recently on the channel. So if you don't want to miss out on strategy games of all types, make sure you subscribe right now and turn on that notification bell. Don't miss out on all the big news and all the stuff coming to the channel, and also gaming in general. So welcome aboard, thanks for being here, thanks for smashing the like, and check this out, by the way. The game has a heck of a lot of campaigns for you to play, as well as some time warp campaigns that allow you to play fictional scenarios that never yet, or rather never did happen during those medieval times, but also many other campaigns from the Normans to the First Crusade, and there's a lot to unpack here. A very beefy tutorial, I must say, too, for this game, as they have quite a lot of information to teach you as you play. Additionally, there's also battles of like an immediate battle, a quick battle that you can kind of pick the settings for, and a custom and epic battle. The epic battles are based on history, so if you want to play out a historical battle, but don't want to play out a full campaign, meaning that there's a world map and such, then that is definitely the one for you. We've also taken a look at Field of Glory games before. I believe it was Field of Glory Empires was on the channel long ago, taking place in and around Rome during the time of the Romans, and all the battles that took place in that era. And it was quite cool, and so I enjoyed it, and I wanted to play some more when they told me that the DLC was coming out, the Storm of Arrows DLC. Now, this game also has some multiplayer and an editor, so it really has got everything that RTS gamers are always asking for in all the other games that I played. From Men of War Assault Squad to Warno to Wargame Red Dragon, everybody always wants multiplayer and an editor and more campaigns and quick play modes in order to get in right away. Well, no more further ado, let's go ahead and jump into a quick battle, and we'll pick some nations to fight against here. Let's go ahead and jump into a quick battle and see how it goes, and we'll see how it all plays out for us. Alright, that is a lot of different sides that we can play. Look at that. Holy crap. Arabs and Egyptians. Looks like German and Georgian forces, Lithuanians and Latin, Polish and Portuguese, all the way down to the Swedes and Sicilians, etc., etc. Well, I think for today's purposes, let's play as the Swedes, Heja Sverige, as we play against our natural enemies, the Norwegians, I guess. Yeah, so even in quick play mode or quick battle mode, they still put you against forces that the Swedes or their enemies may have fought during those times. So if you're looking for something more open-ended, you could just do a more custom battle where you can play as like the Egyptians versus the Polish or whatever you think would be a good idea. Well, in this case, I guess it'll be the invasion of Sweden 1099 AD. So Swedes, I'm going to be defending against the invading forces of the Norwegians. Looks like there's a 4 size 2, a very small, small, medium, large, and very large, and that matters a lot. The small size is not really that small, but compared to the very large and large size, it's crazy how big these battles can be. So let's go ahead and just play as the Swedes versus the Norwegians, 1099 AD, and invasion of Sweden. Here we come. The Swedes, 1050 to 1154 AD, and same with the Norwegians. Objective, rout the enemy army by routing at least 40% of their troops, and 25% more than you've lost, or routing 60% of their troops. Swedish turns, looks like we have 24 turns in total with 23 remaining. The enemy's offering open battle. Right, so there's different types of, I guess, scenarios and such you can play out. And every time that we play, we can add generals to our army. Excellent. We'll do that as soon as we can. The nice thing about this is every time that you play, the terrain and such will be changed. So, though it looks a little simple, just think of it as more of like a medieval map. But yet the forces look really good. Nice to see the animations on all the troops. You have archers and spearmen. Looks like crossbowmen. And of course, they've got their traditional flags and all their weaponry and such. Oh, looks like we have yeah, peasant forces here with us. Also mounted horses, cavalry there in the back, and more archers and more horses. Excellent. So we can't see what the enemy's going to deploy, so we'll kind of have to guess, but we can see the ground in front of us. And we can try to take the high ground, and of course the terrain will matter here, so rough ground will slow us down a little bit, marshlands, but also woods will provide protection and a little bit of stealth that we can use to ambush the enemy. Well, let's go ahead and get deploying then. It looks like we can deploy light archers no further than this. But we can try to get them to take the hill. We can also deploy a general to that force. We have offensive spearmen. Let's take a look at everything we've got. Peasants, of course. The Arne Egdison? Oh, maybe that's a, oh, it's a general there. And also another group there that has a general. Spearmen here. So mostly spearmen in the front. Mostly spearmen in the back as well. And then, of course, our forces there. With some light archers here. I'm going to try to get our light archers to the hill. Let's see if we can put them up there. That's a nice spot to take right up there. So let's get both of these forces ready to go up to the top. We'll have our spearmen go to the defense, on the defense to defend them. And I have a feeling that these Norwegians are going to hold the line. Don't worry, Norway. I love you too. Don't worry, you guys are cool. At least you guys aren't the Danes. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You guys are great too. You guys made Legos. It's all good. It's all good. All right, let's go ahead and I don't know if these peasant forces are even going to be useful, so I guess we'll just kind of keep them in the back. And let's keep a general with our mounted forces here, if we can go ahead and do that. Add a general there. All right, cool. So I've seen the tutorial of this game. It is very wordy, very detailed. There's a lot, even though the screen looks simple, there's a lot of things to consider, but it is very bare bones in terms of, not bare bones, but really just like bare basics, I guess, when it comes to telling you exactly how battles play out and how things go in these turn-based games. So let's go ahead and end our turn. I think this is okay for now. Win or lose, we're here for a good time, so hopefully that happens. And there comes those damn Norwegians. Bam, bam, bam. All right, so they've deployed their forces. It looks like they've got a lot of archers and spearmen and stuff as well. Peasants in the open ground back there. And there's their archers, yeah? No? Oh, these spearmen actually look like archers too to me, but I guess not. All right, let's go ahead and take the high ground. It's over for the Norwegians. The Swedes have the high ground. Excellent. All right, so I think what we'll do is we'll start construction on Liseberg here, and we'll call this Gothenburg. We'll build a sweet little thing into the mountain, and we'll call it Atmosphere. All right, let's go ahead and move our forces forward. So we got a general here. I guess we'll make all of our forces advance. Is there a way to select more than one? Looks like we have to do it all individually, but that's okay. We don't have too many forces. Could you imagine this, by the way, in the scale of a very large battle? This is just kind of a small skirmish, so it only gets bigger from here. This also kind of reminds me a little bit of, even though it has nothing to do with it, I'm getting the nice vibe that I feel in Unity of Command 2, which is a fantastic World War II game that takes place more hexagonal. This is more square, but that's kind of a more of a hexagon game with things like supply lines and much more to worry about in each battle. Although this being more of a campaign-type game, you can fight things over the course of a battle, but it's the same in that game as well. So lots of cool games that are just completely and immediately brushed off to the side by people who want real-time action. Of course, real-time is good, but these games are like chess. Chess is, of course, a well, more of a turn-based, obviously very big-brain thinking that you have to do in that, so... All right, I want to try to keep the high ground as much as we can, and I want to try to create a block here and see if we can also maybe make a block here, and we'll try to start engaging those Norwegian forces. Let's see, is there a way to check our range? Probably, but I should have paid attention to the tutorial. That's fine. Actually, I did. I just can't remember everything, and honestly, this is my first legit game, so we'll see how it goes. Don't worry, we have, I don't know, Gustav Vasa to watch over us. No. Yeah, that's fine. Let's have Gustav watch over us. All right, cool. Am I sure? Yes, I am. All right, Norwegian forces should be advancing. Oh, they're waiting for us. Really, no advance. Okay. Well, let's continue our advance then. Maybe they're waiting for us to get impatient. They're the ones invading, though, so we're going to kind of hang out here and wait for them to try to dislodge us from our elevated positions. I wouldn't want to... I want to take the high ground here and then not back down from it. Seems like a much more wise position. Oh, boy. All right, well, we already hold the high ground here. Wonder if we can lure the Norwegians out of, I was going to say hiding, but they're kind of more in a defense. I wonder if there's a way we can egg them on. I'm also wondering if units can pass through each other. I want to test that to see if these guys can pass by on the same tile. So we'll try to bring our cavalry together and start attacking the front line. They for whatever reason, have their archers at the front, and that's it. Offensive spearmen. A lot of spearmen, so we can try to go attack the archers first. And more peasants and such. Excellent. All right, let's go again. Oh, finally! Oh, there we go. Ah, the Norwegians finally coming out to say hello. Well, very nice. All right, well, we'll feign a retreat then. And we'll go back to our high ground. And we'll start setting up defenses around the hill. And around our spearmen, or rather our archers. Let's go ahead and advance backwards. Alright, the archers can attack the other archers, so let's do that. Great sound effects. Ooh, nice. Well, looks like they're about halfway done. Wow, that's going to take a while to bombard that position with arrows. Let's get our horses to come back this way eventually. And we'll have these forces here lying in wait, so that way they can get off the hill. We'll have the peasants stay back. And we'll start digging in as much as we can around the hill. Now, let's see. Do we need to turn or anything? Ah, we can turn our unit that way. Okay. So that's important, the direction that we're facing. It's not that they'll turn to face the attack. Perfect. And we'll let those units stay. All right, cool. Move again, Norway. Your move. Oh. Wow, those marching footsteps all the way across the battlefield. I like the little details in the battlefield, too, to show farm fields and such. Yet its simplicity means that this is more accessible to people who may not have beefy PCs, and so the more fun comes from your planning and your brains than having to just be immersed in, like, glorious graphics and whatnot. Alright, let's go ahead and fall back one more time. And turn to face the enemy. Oops. Let's see, there should be a way to undo, but you know what, actually that's okay, so long as we can face them here. Actually, let's get our units there. And we'll create a line here if we can. Let's continue to attack their archers. And let's see if we can take more of a defensive stance. It looks like there might not be a way to do that at the moment, but we'll wait for the enemy to fall on us. Looking pretty good. Alright, we cannot turn our units anymore, so end turn. Their archers have retreated. Oh boy. It begins. The Battle of Hubity Scubity begins very shortly. At the Bjork Fjord. Oh boy. Alright, what do we got here? Alright, well, we can start folding in and attacking. Oh, we got them between a rock and a hard place now. Start hitting these units. Ooh. Excellent hits. All right, I think we will hold. As our units prepare to fall back. Well, it looks like units can be interrupted when falling back as well. So many interesting things here. Alright, we'll use this cavalry to smash around on this side if they come closer, so we should have a good opportunity to destroy any of their units. Let's go again. Alright, they're striking our lines pretty good. I'm interested to see how this is going to end up here. I feel like we've got good placement, but they've got some pretty superior numbers here. Maybe? Not sure. Alright, so our forces are here. And we can flank them. And start attacking this way. Ooh. Interesting attack there. Continue to hit those forces. And again. Oh, damn. Oh, their lines. All right, they may flank us here, so we'll have to see. Interesting. And we'll leave that unit there just in case. Let's end our turn. Big damage being caused here on this right flank. Left flank as well. Enemy finding a hole. Damn, this is almost like a football game, American football. Oh, John Madden would have loved to see this. Damn, this really looks cool. Wow, look at that. Enemies making some big plays this time around, taking some time to try to attack all of our friendly forces on either side. Very interesting that we hold the middle like this. It looks rather cool in terms of what side will fall, the left or the right side. All right. Oh, our turn? Great. Units are still engaged in combat. Go ahead and hit that group. And again, we'll strike this group. Over here, I suppose. Nice sounds of arrows hitting. Wow, we'll push our forces up there. Let's envelop these troops here. And now they're flanked. Oh, and they're breaking and routing. All right, our first rout. Excellent. We'll see if the enemy falls into another opportunity for that. We've got them somewhat surrounded here a little bit. We'll see how that holds. I'm going to bring these troops this way for reinforcement. We'll have to turn our troops before we fall back in the next turn. All right, let's bring our forces forward. Turn and hold that position. Let's tighten things up a little bit. Very nice. Everybody's dancing. All right, let's go for a flank. And they've been fragmented with no rout. Melee combat now, starting on the right side. Things holding firm still for both sides. Wow, that is messy, but it looks like we've kind of got them a little bit. We'll see how it goes in the next turn. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, we're being pushed back, but not a rout. Wow, archers coming to almost point-blank range to engage us there on the hill. And the Norwegians seemingly falling into possibly another trap if we can close the gate. Ooh, Swedish group there routing. Wow, that looks really cool. Wow, 10% of their units have routed. Another group routing as well. Holding firm. Keep up the attacks. Enter melee. All right, let's work back on this left side. Let's take care of these archers on the hill. Too close. Let's keep shooting them down at the enemies. All right, 2 on that one. Let's go ahead and flank again. Norwegian troops are up there retreating. And we need to attack these forces here. Ooh, big 20 and a rout. Oh, we need to turn them before we fall, quote-unquote, fall back. Oh, good flank attack. Ooh. Big hits across the field, man. I like it. Damn, I love this, man. Looking real cool. Look at that. Look at that battle. Let's see how big a larger battle is, and I want to see the actual scale compared to this. This could be anybody's game. I'm a noob, but I mean, you know, seems to be going pretty even so far. Let's see a large-scale battle and just see how big it scales up. I'm curious to know. Whoa, okay, so we went from small-scale battles to very large-scale battles, and yeah, that definitely feels like an upgrade for sure. It doesn't feel too much bigger than small, but the map is certainly larger, and of course the number of troops that we have seem to be a little bit more dedicated rather than peasants and spearmen before. This is now the Teutonic Order versus the Lithuanians, so a lot more cavalry here. This is taking place, I think, in the year 12 something, which is a little later than the 1154 range. So definitely really cool to see all these units here lined up and ready to go. We have different types of, oh wow, yeah. So we got some knights units. Now I'm thinking in the game there's ways to be able to choose which units go into battle. So if you don't want to do the quick battle, you can set up your own battles to have massive scale battles. This is just a quick battle that the AI sets up for us with the number of troops and when and where the attack will be. But if we go into the custom game mode, of course, we can then choose like a large knight battle. If we wanted to do the Crusades, we could have a massive desert with lots of knights and archers, crossbowmen and such versus enemy forces. That I'm not sure if there are castles or sieges in the game, but that is definitely something I would like to see. And I also want to see more of the storms of arrows, yes. Well, whatever it may be, I want to try it out, and I think that's quite interesting. It looks like there's also some stuff here for the marsh, which will slow us down, so this will be an interesting as hell battle, but another one that I think we're going to have to come back to sometime in the future. Well, I hope you enjoyed the first look at the game. I'm definitely going to have to practice a bit more and understand the game, but I just wanted to say that, hey, I'm aware of this game. I know many of you have wanted me to give it a try before, too, and I think it looks really unique, and this is definitely up my alley in terms of how it looks and also how it plays out. The turn base is not tedious, and there's not too much to know after you know the basics. It's one of the games that, as always, it's easy to learn, yet difficult to master, and with so many different nations, why not give it a try? I certainly did. Well, anyway, thanks again for watching, everybody, and I'll see you for the DLC for Field of Glory 2 Medieval. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for hanging out, and this is definitely one I would love to try a little bit more and get better at. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Thanks again for your support.